right, we're going to wrap with 6 tips. These are cut to the chase, how to save you as a parent. Tips to help you. We've spent a lot of time talking about your baby. Let's talk about you. These are basically 6 tips to save your sanity. Tip number 1, take personal time. And not just personal time to just sleep, although that may be what you decide to do with it, but take personal time that is quality time. You have had this little person that is fully dependent on you, and you adore, you want to spend time with, but the reality is you need a little bit of quality time for yourself. You need to take some personal time. So schedule it, work it into the schedule. We'll give you some tips also on how to do that. But do something with it that soothes you. Take a bath, go do yoga, cook, spend time with friends, whatever, walk, read, whatever it is that is just for you. Schedule that into this. It doesn't have to be a long time, but it needs to be a regularly scheduled time to basically take personal time for you. It's completely fine. It's not selfish. It's personal time, and it's a wonderful thing to do.
Don't forget that you were a person before you were a mother. And if you're a good person, if you're taking care of yourself, you're going to be a better mother to your child. So don't forget about yourself. Because you can sometimes get resentful of your kids that you don't have any time, but make time.
When it goes
Work
for
with
your
your partner to make time.
Your also need some personal time, so make sure that they get theirs as well.
Tip number 2 is really tag team. Somebody's got to get some rest in the family. You know, the baby's sleeping all over the place and sleeps in little cat naps. The key is that chronic sleep deprivation not only leads to exhaustion, but you can have, no, it's not good. It can affect your mood, it can affect your memory, your ability to concentrate, and just kind of the everyday challenges of being a parent are that much harder when you're sleep deprived. It's exhausting. So you want to try to get as much rest as possible, especially at night. We as adults, we're used to sleeping at night. That's when we get our best sleep. Unfortunately, a lot of babies want to be awake at night. So the key is kind of tag teaming it. If the baby's going to be awake, then one partner should be taking full responsibility for that young child. They're awake when the baby's awake, the other partner is asleep, and kind of decide this ahead of time. Maybe it's going to be based on work schedule, but work it out ahead of time. I'm going to take the baby for the first half, you're going to take the baby for the second half, and the person that has the baby, they need to be as far away as possible from the person who is sleeping. Get to the other side of the house. Just try to move yourself away so that the person who is trying to sleep is getting some good, solid sleep. But really kind of tag teaming that and saying, I'm going to take the responsibility, you're going to take the responsibility, and getting some good rest in between.
And the
is the key.
sleeper can do little things to help themselves sleep better as well, like earplugs. If it's the daytime, you can wear the little sort of I Love Lucy things that cover your face, or even white noise, turning on a fan in the background to drown out the little bit of sort of background noise that can happen when you're trying to sleep.
Exactly.
Now, take care of your health. You just have, if you've just had a baby, you've had enormous changes in your body and shifts of things that have had to go to help produce this healthy child. You need to now keep yourself healthy. A couple of things. Get rest, which we just talked about, but get good nutrition. This is not the eat the bag of chips kind of time of your ice cream. This is good protein, actually. You want good, balanced meals to get your body back to normal and get all of your sort of your strength back. This is not the time to diet. Remember, it took you 9 months to get pregnant, to have that baby, and give birth. Give yourself months to get your body back to what it was before. Do not diet when you're early on in your, it's not the time to do any significant dieting when you have a newborn at home and you're trying to kind of get your life into some semblance of order. And if you breastfeed, you won't need to, because that baby's going to basically be taking plenty of calories from you every day, and that's a sort of a built-in diet plan to consider breastfeeding. So don't go crazy trying to lose weight. Your body will get back to where it needs to be. Just give yourself some time.
Tip number 4. Maintain a social life. Again, you were a person, you were a couple, you had a social life before you had the baby. Don't forget that. It's very easy for new parents to really focus solely on the baby and forget they had a world outside of this young child. You will be a better parent, again, if you are a better person, if you maintain kind of you as an individual, and if you maintain you as a couple. Make plans with other adults. You know, it's nice to play wheels on the bus all day, but occasionally you need like adult conversation. So make time, schedule time with your friends, with adult relatives, and talk about something other than the child. You know, everybody wants to talk about their new baby, but talk about grown-up things. You know, don't forget your friends, don't forget your family, but this is really something about scheduling. Scheduling time, make sure you have a good caretaker, make sure you have a good babysitter, but schedule time for you to have your social life back with other adults.
Right. Friends that would call and say, please talk adult to me. Can you just please talk adult to me for a while? So talk adult, act adult for a while, be an adult. Now, tip number 5 is accept help. And not just accept help, seek help. You are not in this alone. You do not have to be some super parent taking care of your child. Ask for help. If your mother says, I want to help you, if your neighbor says, I want to help you, let them say,
yes.
come please, come help me. It's just fine. And if no one offers, go ask. Go ask someone to help you out. Taking care of a baby is a lot of work. So absolutely don't feel guilty. Ask, people are not particularly feeling put upon when there's this adorable little creature. Everybody wants to hold the baby, take care of the baby, so go for it. Ask for it. Accept it. It's a great way to help keep your sanity, and everybody else likes you too.
Exactly. And tip number 6 is don't forget about your partner. Remember, you as an individual, you're taking care of yourself, but you also kind of need to nurture that relationship that started before you had this baby. And it can kind of get ignored, and you need to really work at it, keeping it alive and keeping it healthy. So if you have a spouse or a partner, make sure you set time to be with that partner without your child. Get a babysitter, get a relative, do whatever you have to do to get some alone time and schedule it.
Schedule a
with
date
that
night.
partner.
It's
Have
your
a
date
date
night.
night. Have a date night. Get a babysitter, get a relative. Who all those people that were offering to help, hey, I really could use that. And
It's date
sometimes
night.
what I find is really helpful is also partnering with another family. Maybe they have another young child, a couple of young kids. You take the child on Friday night, I'll watch your kids on Saturday night. It gives both families, and you can trust them, they have kids, you have kids, and you both get a night out. So work out some kind
Recently
of
at a
deal
restaurant,
babysitting.
there was clearly a young couple, who had decided to take the date night evening, and they were both sound asleep in the booth of a restaurant. But they were having their date night, so schedule it. And even if you end up, there's your quality time, there's your getting your rest. They were kind of bundling everything all in one here, all the tips in one fell swoop.
They were out, they were sleeping, check, check, check. And lastly, being intimate with your partner, yes, that's important, but sometimes, again, in the first few weeks after you've given birth, your hormones are out of whack and your body's recovering. Your partner may not understand what you're going through. The key is communication. Let them know what you're going through, both mentally and physically. And an intimate relationship, again, doesn't have to be sex. It can be just talking and cuddling or sleeping in a booth in a restaurant.
Yeah, they
just
seemed it was quite
being
intimate
together. So work on nurturing that relationship that you had with your partner prior to the baby. Don't forget about it, because things that get forgotten about can kind of dwindle and die, and you want to maintain that solid relationship with your partner.
There are a huge number of resources for you as a new parent, and please avail yourselves of them. Search the internet, get on the phone. The American Academy of Pediatrics is a wonderful resource, aap.org. Medline you can actually go to, which is sort of the medical end of things, which has wonderful layman's terms resources for you to sort of explain to you how things work. Kidshealth.org, babycenter.com, you name it. If you have a specific concern about your baby, get online. Put it in your search engine and it'll drop right in your lap. Remember, you have just had the most amazing change in your life. You have a new child in your life that you can care for. We hope this video will help you with that. Feel confident, comfortable, and enjoy the extraordinary experience you have now of raising your child.